You might want to get up.
This is KRDS News, your news source for the Annandale High School Cardinals.
Hello, Annandale High School, and welcome to KRDS News.
And I'm Ellie. Thank you for joining us this Friday, October 10th, for the weekly news, updates, and announcements.
First, our announcements. There will be an information meeting for the Europe trip in the Art Room on Monday, October 13th. London, Paris, Rome will be on the itinerary. The trip is only for juniors and seniors. Bring a friend to the meeting and don't miss it. Also, the senior privilege sheet has been sent to both parents and students. Check your emails and make sure to get that signed by October 22nd.
We have two special people to introduce to you for Senior of the Week. Jaden Geisinger thinks he's ready for the big screen and wants to find romance on Love Island. A go-to snack for him would be cookies from McDonald's, and he probably ate a few after prom 2025, which is his favorite school memory. Brooke Peterson likes to spice things up with flaming hot Cheetos. Something on her bucket list is to go to Greece and be an equine veterinarian. They say to have fun, always try your best, and be involved with school activities. Get your parking passes for Miss Edmondson, you two. Let's take the spotlight off me for a second and put it on another senior.
That's right, we took some time to learn a little bit more about one of Annandale's seniors. Here is Senior Spotlight.
It is the first Senior Spotlight of 2026, and I got the privilege of interviewing one of Annandale's best and brightest, Mason Steiner. Let's see what he has to say about the many memories and years that he has spent in our great high school. What is your favorite high school memory?
I'm going to have to go with meeting Jace Johnson. As a senior, guy kind of looked like a middle-aged dad, probably 35, 40 years old by that time, maybe 2 kids, couple divorces, but he's my best friend now. He's like a brother to me, so definitely a great memory.
What was your favorite class in high school so far?
That's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with welding with Dickinson. Met a lot of great people in that class. Dickinson, he's a fantastic teacher.
What are you going to miss most about the high school?
I'm going to miss a lot of things about this school. There's a lot of great teachers. We got Mossman, we got Siebold. We got a lot of amazing teachers here, but the thing I will miss the most is Mossman's Yap sessions. They last forever. They're the most interesting thing you will ever see, and you never get homework.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I didn't really have too much of a plan for my life. There's always that dream of being a great hockey player. I wasn't the best, but, as I went on, I realized I can make a lot of money in the union. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. Maybe be a concrete guy, excavator, something like that.
What do you want to be now after you are done with high school?
When I'm done with high school, I'm going to go to my recruiter for the Marines. I'm going to say I'm 18. Let me sign those papers. I'm going to get sent off to San Diego, do my 4 years in the Marines, come back, and then hopefully run a crew with my dad doing gutters. So, yeah, pretty good gig.
Thanks so much, Stein. I never would have guessed you'd miss school so much.
Sometimes our experiences outside of the classroom are the greatest lessons in life, and in this case, it's about survival. Emma Hagman takes us on a trip with Survival Lit.
Miss Campson Berg took her Survival Lit class out for the annual trip to Camp Ripley to test his students' navigation skills in the woods.
One thing I'm looking forward to is hopefully not getting lost in the woods.
I am excited to testing my survival skills today and see how good at navigation I am.
One of the standout students from the class took it upon himself to do a little vlogging while navigating and finding the waypoints in the wild. This is Vlogging in the Wild.
We're out here at Camp Ripley. Me and my boys just found our first our first coordinate. We were lost a little bit, but then we picked it up, and we're gonna keep moving step by step. See y'all on the next one. We out here, we just found a dead squirrel, yo. This shit shows like it ain't easy out here. Like, you gonna survive, like. Helicopter! My boy Steve just found these new goggles. Found them on the ground. That's how we do it, man. We just found our point. We get into the next one. This is basically it, man. We done, man. We found our points. Just take the time to enjoy this. Such a nice view here of this beautiful camp. That, special thanks to Miss Canson, to putting this all together, training us making sure we know how to survive out in the wild. We couldn't have done it without her.
The Cardinals did really great today. They were super interactive, super smart. They actually did really well. They got it done super fast, and they were very in tune with us, always listening and asking lots of questions.
We taught them how to plot the points, and they all picked it up really fast. And I think all groups but one found all 5 points.
Looks like Gabe has a future in wilderness vlogging, and it was the perfect day for a wild journey. Thanks, Emma.
Tangwell's AM Studies class went back to the 1920s and had a party. Students had a fun time listening to great music, playing musical chairs, and eating many goodies. All the students dressed up in their best 1920s fits and looked great. Nothing like taking a step back in time and learning about the Roaring Twenties.
This week for Students in the Wild, we asked students to spill the tea with their most embarrassing school stories or their biggest fear. Let's just say we have some brave souls here in Annandale. Let's take a look. What is your most embarrassing school-related story?
I was at a track meet. We're going to the bathroom, and then we started walking back, and we saw the buses, so we started running and screaming after them, and these guys were yelling at us to stop screaming, but then they saw what we were, screaming at, so then they started running, and they ran out in front of the bus and stopped in the middle of the road, and then we had to get in the boys' bus.
The kids were working on something, some quiet work, and one kid was screwing. Went over to their desk to get their attention. I was going to kick the desk, and say, knock it off, kid. And I kicked and I missed. And I kicked him right in the shin. And the kid's like, ow, you kicking me for Herman? I said, sorry, I missed.
During lunch, I walked up to my crush and I tried to impress him, and I said, there are 25 hours in a day, but there's only 24, so that did not impress him.
Probably dropping my calculator in the hallway, and then all the batteries fell out, but I didn't pick them back up. I just kept walking.
I was walking past Nuts room and somebody opened the door and it hit me. I fell down.
What is your biggest fear in school?
Probably peeing my pants in front of the class.
My biggest fear is that someone is gonna pants me in the hallway.
We did the frog dissection, and my biggest fear is frogs. I cried, and my biggest fear is having to do that again.
What is your guys' most embarrassing school story?
In 8th grade, when everybody found out I had a crush on my cousin.
Tripping in the hall wearing Ugg.
In kindergarten, when we came in from recess outside and it was snowing, and I took my snow pants off and I took all the layers down.
When I was walking into school and it was raining outside and I had my slippery shoes on, I was walking down the hall and I completely biffed it in front of a huge group of boys.
Playing kickball, and Will Miller kicked it and it hit me in my head.
I called my teacher my mom one time.
Dislocated my kneecap during a JV game.
I was leaning on a desk and there was a group of them and they all fell over and I hit my head.
In kindergarten, I had Miss Bruns and I went to reach down for one of the pads and I ripped my pants.
I got in trouble and I got a note sent home for not sharing snow.
I was leaving a volleyball game and I saw 3 guys in my grade walking down the hall, and I tried to ignore them, and I did the splits on a puddle of water.
I came back to the high school to grab something out of my locker and I fell in front of all the seniors because they came back from football practice.
My biggest fear in school is when I'm walking into school in the wintertime and I were to fall. One of my fears in school was probably during freshman year, scared of the upperclassmen, but mainly it's getting bad grades.
Throwing up in class.
What's your guys' most embarrassing school story?
In 2nd grade, I got tripped and I fell down the stairs at a varsity volleyball game.
In 5th grade, I cried because Oakley Long called me an emo furry.
I was in the lunch line for tomato soup and I spilled it all over my shirt.
Watching that sent chills down my spine, and if you step outside, you'll feel them too. Let's check this weekend's forecast with Killian, who is killing it over here.
What's up, Annandale? It's Killian with your weekend weather report. We're starting to see the first frost on the ground. We've had some chilly mornings this week, but I've got some good news for you. It's supposed to warm up a bit later. Let's jump into it. The seasons are clashing, and I hope you're in an icy spirit. The temps are dropping, and the frost is coming in. This weekend should be mostly sunny, but it will rain later in the weekend. Today, you can expect sun. There will be a chilling low of 37 and a high of 66. Saturday will be the warmest day this weekend, but not by much. There will be sun with the mixing of clouds. You can expect a low of 53 and a high of 66. Sunday, you can expect some rain with a low of 45 and a high of 65. Next week, you can expect lows in the 40s and highs in the high 50s, with rain throughout the week. Have a great weekend, Annandale, and now it's on to sports with Ben and Cash.
And welcome to your Car Sports Updates. I'm Ben.
And I'm Cash.
There were no volleyball games this week, but next Monday the girls play against Delano at home. On Tuesday they have a conference game in Howard Lake, so come support.
The tennis team has their individual sections today at Rogers. It is single elimination, so if you lose one, you are out.
Girls will play up to 2 games today, and if they win, they will be taking on their next opponents on Monday. I know our section has some tough players out there. Good luck, girls, and looking forward to reporting on those results.
Football won again last Friday against the Rockets. It was a tough first half for the Cardinals, but played great in the second, ending with a score of 35-7. Junior Colton Purcell had a huge game with 5 catches and 183 yards and a touchdown. When he's not making stellar TikToks, he's out there balling on the field. So great job, CP. The boys take on Malacca Wolves for senior night. So be there to support the team and the seniors. The theme is whiteout.
Cross country had a meet on Tuesday at Princeton Golf Course. This is always a huge meet. The boys place 18th and the girls place 11th overall. Cross country has a conference meet next Tuesday at Litchfield Golf Course. This is a great course and we always see fast times coming out of the race. Looking forward to reporting on those next week. This week we sat down with 3 of the cross country captains and asked them some important questions. Let's take a look.
So far our season is going good. We just ran at Princeton yesterday. We had a lot of PRs on that course, so that was really exciting. It's good that the weather is getting a little cooler. I'm looking forward to conference next week at Litchfield and also the bars that they sell at Litchfield.
I'm looking forward to our Halloween run that we do. We all dress up as the varsity and we run downtown and trick or treat.
I'm looking forward to sections and conference coming up in the next 2 weeks.
What makes cross country different from other sports is that it's more individually focused. You can see your own strengths come out more.
I like that it's a 7 through 12 sport, so we can practice with people from a middle school and just become closer together through that.
It's like all the meets, it's like multiple teams, so you're not just facing like one school at a time, so that's kind of different. Strengths for our team are Emery Worth, he's our front runner for boys, and Sonia Milner is our front runner for girls, and our varsities are doing well.
What motivates me to keep going, even when like the course is hard or I'm tired, is just like knowing that the time is going to pass anyway, so I might as well, try to finish strong.
I have this motto I say, the faster you run, the faster you're done.
I agree with Tegan.
And good luck next week, runners. So that's it. We hope you enjoy our show. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for tuning to KRDS. I'm Ben.
And I'm Cash.
And as always,
go Cards.